This is Tritan Psychic by Mentalbrush, a fun single card everyday carry effect. Is this right for you? Stick around to find out. Guys, I have a friend who's a mind reader. His name's Tritan. Meet Tritan. He's actually very good at his job, and he was teaching me about past numbers, present numbers, and future numbers. In fact, can we try this experiment with you? Cool. For your past number, you have to just get the last 2 digits of your birth year. You were born in 2012, correct? Yes. So the last 2 numbers are 12. That's your past number. Now to get your future number, you need to add up the digits in your past number. So 1 and 2 would be 3. So your past number is 12, your future number is 3. Now to get your present number, you have to subtract your future number from your past number. So 12 minus 3. 9 is your present number. There you go, 9. That should be your lucky number from now on. In fact, I want you to, on the back of Tritan, he has a grid with a bunch of cards. Find the card that corresponds with your present number, 9. So it would be the 7 of hearts. Now, squeeze Tritan tightly, because I never met you before. I didn't know what your past number was going to be. I didn't know when you were born. I didn't know any of that. Yet Tritan did, and he predicted you would choose the 7 of hearts. And that is one of the 2 effects that you can do with Tritan Psychic. I hope you guys enjoyed that performance of Tritan Psychic. Let's get right into the review. What do you get when you buy this? When you buy Tritan Psychic for $10 from Penguin Magic, you'll receive this black plastic bag. And inside the plastic bag, you get a special black sleeve. In the sleeve, you get, of course, in this sleeve, you get the Tritan Psychic card. Which is a plastic card, and it's specially printed, and it's double-sided. And finally, you get the link to a PDF tutorial and a mini tutorial, a mini crib almost, as a reminder on a business card in case you forget what to do and all that. But that's all you get. This card allows you to do 2 different effects. The first is where you talk about reading someone's personality by using numerology and the 4 elements, water, fire, wind, and earth. You have them find which elements coincide with the number of the date they're born. And then they find what elements have the month they were born on, and then the numerical value of the month. And as you're talking about this, you talk about the significance of the elements and kind of almost cold read with the spectator's personality. And then you name the date they were born, which is a shocker. That's the first routine. The second routine is the one I showed you. The spectator picks 2 numbers from their birth year, usually the last 2, and that's their past number. They add up the 2 digits to create their future number, and then they subtract the future from the past to get the present number. Then they look for the present number on the grid on the back of the Tritan card, and they find the playing card that associates with that number. And then it's revealed Tritan had predicted the card. What is the quality of the gimmick? The sleeve is well made, but let's talk about this card. This product was really well thought through. The card is well made and it's plastic, so it should last you a lifetime, as long as you take care of it. One thing I wanted to note is that the text, the numbers on the front of the card, could have been maybe a bit bigger so they could be easier to read and see. But overall, it's fine. The effect has no moving parts at all, so it should last a long time. How's the tutorial? The tutorial PDF is pretty good. There are a couple very minor typos, but the point gets across very clearly. It includes a full script and some subtleties as well for these effects. The tutorial teaches you 2 effects that you can do with this card. Something I wanted to talk about with this is this is more of a casual conversational effect that you're going to pull out at a moment's notice. It's not something you'll be doing 100 times a night in a walk around situation, because you need your audience to fully engage with what you're saying. You need them to fully be attentive and listening to your pattern. And they need to follow your instructions very, very to a T, especially for the first routine. Because in the first routine, it's happening in their head. You say, do you see your number in this row? Do you see it in this row? All that. It's very easy that they miss a number by accident. And if they do miss a number, the whole effect's screwed. But that's why I prefer the second effect, because the number is always, you know what they're doing. You know the math. You are helping guide them do the math. So it's very hard to mess up the second effect. But the first effect, it's possible, because if they're not listening to you or they're not following your instructions, then it's possible. But again, the second effect, you're actually doing the math with them, so it's unlikely that it'll mess up. It's more surefire. Is this a social media or a real life effect? This definitely is not a social media effect. It would only work in person. What are the angles like? This effect has perfect angles, and you can be completely surrounded when you're performing this. Live performances. Are there live performances in the tutorial? No. There is no video tutorial, and there is no live performance, unfortunately. But now we're going to talk about the difficulty and practicality of the effect in just a moment. But first, this is not difficult to do. There is a little bit of mental math that you have to do for the first effect. The second effect, it's just self-working. But the first effect, there is some mental math to do where you end up revealing their date of birth. It's not too procedural in my opinion, but it is a little bit procedural, the first effect. But it makes sense because you're doing cold reads and stuff. So I don't think the audience would find it too procedural. But yeah, it's not that difficult to do, especially the second effect. I think it's a beginner to intermediate effect. What you will want to spend time for is getting down the script so you nail it. And of course, the math. But yeah, this will take a little bit of practice as with everything else, but it's not too much. So yeah, as for practicality, this is not going to be something you're going to be doing throughout the night. It's good for casual conversational magic. And one thing that this kind of reminds me of is Chroma by Mark Lemon, which I recently reviewed. It was super hyped up. And check that review out after this video. But yeah, this is good for close-up casual performances. But again, I wouldn't do it a lot for a professional gig or something like that. Again, it kind of depends on the atmosphere. If you've been brought in as a mentalist and you're there to go around table to table and give people readings, then totally you could perform this at every single table. But for my style of magic, I do less of the mentalism stuff. Then I would just do this on a casual performance, if that makes sense. So it's all about your personality and what fits in your performance, your performing style. Is this examinable? Yes. At the end of the effect, the card and the sleeve are completely examinable. Is there any DIY required? No, there is no DIY required because this comes ready to go right out of the package. Pocket space. This is a good EDC because it only takes up one card of space, and it's next to nothing in your pocket. What is the reset like? There is no reset. This is instantly repeatable if you would like. There's no moving parts, as I said, so you can just put this in your wallet again, and you're set to go. You can do this right away again, which is that's really nice. You don't have to go under the table and fumble and do anything like that. So it is an instant reset. Now, we're going to talk about the price. How much does Tritan Psychic cost? Tritan Psychic by Mentalbrush only costs $10, $10 US. Is it worth the price? I think it's absolutely a bargain for the price because you get two effects that you can do with this, and it's great EDC, just $10, pop it in your wallet and go. This is totally worth the price. Even if you don't plan on using it for the one-off performance, this is definitely a bargain. You get everything you need to perform this right out of the package, and everything is well made. This is really well thought out by Mentalbrush, in my opinion. Pros and cons. What are the pros and cons with this? The pros are, this is kind of has cold reading, a little bit of cold reading in it. So it's a bit of a great conversational piece, because everyone wants to know if you can talk about their personality and all of this and read them without even knowing them that well. Also, there's perfect angles. This isn't too difficult. The price is great. It's a good EDC. It only takes up 1 card space. The props are good quality. This is plastic. It's gonna last you a long time. And it's just, everything's, I know I'm saying this a lot, but everything, I was very pleasantly surprised when I got this in the mail, because it's very well thought out, from the design of the sleeve that actually assists with the effect, to the designs on the card and the font and everything. It's just good. What about the cons? The cons are, this does require some memory work for the math. Also, it's not really great for walk around magic unless you're a mentalist, which this isn't my cup of tea for walk around, but I know lots of mentalists who would definitely do this for walk around. If the audience makes one small mistake also, which could happen for the first effect, the trick is messed up. So you'll want to make sure the audience is listening to you and doing what you say. The numbers on the cards are also a little bit small on this side, and I wish they were a bit larger, but that's just a small nitpicky thing. But what percent do I give this? This gets an 83%. I think even if you don't plan on using this, just check it out. It's on Penguin Magic. It's so inexpensive, and it's a good EDC just to have around. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.